So Harry, thanks for joining us. A 19-run defeat, but what a game. What's your reaction to that?
Yeah, it was a very good game of cricket. Sri Lanka have played well. Their spinners were exceptional, and they put it in the right area for long enough and tested us extremely. It was extremely tough conditions to start in as a batter. So they played well.
How important was that last over of the Sri Lankan innings in terms of the match outcome?
Well, in hindsight, it was very important, but no, you can't put all the blame on that. They fielded exceptional. They outfielded us, which is something that we need to look at as well. So they've saved plenty of runs in the field, and we probably let too many through.
But on the bowling itself, I thought overall it was a good performance. The control of someone like Liam Dawson added with the quality of Adil Rashid. There's plenty of positives still. Yeah,
absolutely, and we know how vital the toss was there. Obviously, the surface got a little bit trickier at the end, but at the end of the day, if you put the ball in the right area, you're going to reap some rewards.
I remember in New Zealand you were saying the toss was important. Is it vitally as important in conditions like this, on surfaces like this?
Well, if the pitch is going to be like that again, then yeah, it's going to be important. But there's no reason why we can't lose a toss and still win.
And what did you learn about the batting front? Because it looked quite difficult to actually start an innings today.
Yeah, it was very difficult to start. The ball obviously wasn't coming onto the bat as nicely as you'd have liked, but you've got to be able to adapt to them conditions. We've had a couple of training sessions, and you'd like to think that we'd be able to adapt quicker, but so be it. And they hats off to Sri Lanka. They've played a good game.
And just on Rayan Ahmed coming into 11 for Will, how disruptive was that? How far in advance did you find out that change was having to be made?
Yeah, Jaxie was ill last night, so we had to pull him last night. But Rayhan had a good game as well there. He bowled nicely, and he batted beautifully as well. To strike it to the boundary like he did, it shows some promise.
And just looking ahead to the second game, if it's on a similar service, I guess any time you've played in these services is more about learning and experience, and I guess you'll take that into Saturday.
Definitely, we'll have a few chats amongst ourselves. And we'll try and figure out ways to score as a batting unit and bowl slightly better as a bowling unit.
And just a couple of positives to end. I thought Ben Duckett played well today with his 60-odd, and good for him on a personal note to get back in the runs.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal player. We've seen it for so many years. He suits these conditions as well with his sweeps and reverse sweeps. He was awesome to watch with Ruti in there as well. So their partnership was very good. But like you said at the start, it was very tough to start on that pitch. And they had a great partnership. But when you lose 2 or 3 quick wickets like we did, it always pushes you back.
How do you find that balance between, obviously the scoreboard pressure, so you're going to have to be a bit more aggressive, versus trying to actually get yourself in on services like that?
You always have to give yourself a few balls, but I can't remember what the run rate was at, but we knew that we probably needed a boundary and over, and then still being able to rotate at the other end.
And just a word on Jamie and his performance at the end. Although in defeat, it shows your batting strength that you can bat all the way down to 11.
Yeah, it never felt like we were out of the game there. We felt. With Jamie facing that last over, you never know if he hits a couple of sixes off the first couple of balls, then it's a completely different game.
And do you enjoy playing the 50-over format? Because there's been some criticism about it, but tonight proved how good the format can be.
Yeah, it's a good format. It's a long format. It feels longer than Test cricket, but we've obviously got a lot of improvements to make before we hopefully head to the World Cup, and it'd be nice to bounce back from today's defeat.